and I show them how to easily incorporate healthy choices into their busy lives. So as you know, fitness and nutrition go together hand in hand, so I teamed up with global cooking instructor Chef Todd Moore. He's the creator and host of webcookingclasses.com and a certified culinary instructor. Today we'll be doing a demonstration to show you some different methods of cooking. But before we get started, I'd like to share some fitness tips with you. So I've worked with John Hopkins and their Biggest Loser program, and these are the top 5 tips that participants felt was most beneficial throughout the program. So let's start off with diet. So when you hear diet or think about diet, the first thing you do is think about cutting foods out of your diet or cutting back on how much food you eat. And instead of cutting back on foods, think about adding foods to your diet, like different vegetables, lean proteins, fruits that you might not normally eat. Experiment a little bit or cook them in different ways. Eat breakfast. Besides the nutritional part of that, you want to think about it like as you sleep and go through the night, your metabolism slows down considerably. So eating breakfast is the single best thing you can do to start your engine going. You immediately start breaking down food, your metabolism starts going faster and faster as soon as you eat breakfast. You want to avoid foods with high excess sugars and calories, and you want a large portion size for the amount of calories you get in the meals. So my best one is the 90% rule. 90% because you can eat foods that are not necessarily on your diet. So 90% of the time, if you eat and exercise right, 10% of the time you can have, maybe a cake or cookies or something you might not normally, put on your diet. Keeps you balanced. So I'm gonna turn it over to Chef Todd Moore.
Thank you, Donovan. Very nice. Usable information. Donovan's right. Diet is not what you do for a short amount of time. Diet is the definition of what you eat. So Donovan and I got together, we started thinking about this and talking about it, and we kind of solve problems for each of our clients in that my clients, they love to cook, but they're sedentary often. Donovan's clients are working out, but sometimes hurting themselves with what they eat. Certainly we all know that you can't work out like crazy and then eat cookies all night, nor can you eat really, really well but be totally sedentary. So the two of these things come together. So Donovan shared his 5 tips with you. I'm here to share my 5 chef secrets for eating healthier at home. There are 5 things that professional chefs know that I can share with home cooks that will change your cooking. You will leave here today, I guarantee you, with an idea that will change your cooking immediately. First chef secret is don't trust recipes. Recipes are ideas. Recipes are suggestions, right? Real cooks know the method behind the recipe, and that's what I teach at webcookingclasses.com. It's the method behind it. So here's the first idea. If you can duplicate a method over and over again, it doesn't matter what the ingredients are. It doesn't matter if it's chicken, beef, fish, tofu, if you're a vegetarian. If you can perform a certain method again and again, then all recipes are open to your interpretation. And the method that I want to show you today is a sauté method. Basic sauté method. This is the one thing that will empower you to change your cooking forever. Because if you can duplicate this again and again, you can create all kinds of meals. So here's the basic sauté method. Let's get fire under my... There we go. Basic sauté method. Step 1, pan hot first. This is the biggest mistake that home cooks make. They take a cold pan, they put a cold chicken breast in the cold pan, the two of them warm up together. The first thing it does is release all its moisture. So the reason that you put water on your hands and splash it in the pan is that you can see the pan is 212 and you need 165 to cook. Step 1, pan hot. Step 2, some kind of fat. I'm going to use olive oil. Olive oil, a better fat generally than most others, polyunsaturated and so on, but it doesn't really matter. It could be butter, it could be walnut oil, it could be anything. Step 1, pan hot. Step 2, some kind of fat. Step 3, fat hot. You want to heat this fat until just before it begins to smoke. Step 4, protein product. I have a chicken breast here. Doesn't matter if it's a chicken breast. It doesn't matter if it's beef, it doesn't matter if it's shrimp, it doesn't matter if it's tofu, it doesn't matter what it is a protein product. Get one in here. And I've gone ahead and cleaned these up first. Another really good thing that you can do to help your portioning in cooking, split chicken breasts in half down the middle. Some of these chicken breasts, I don't know what they're feeding these chickens these days, but a chicken should not have 8-ounce breasts. Maybe California chickens have 8-ounce breasts. I don't know, but chickens that I know, that's just unnatural.
It's not California, it's LA.
LA, all right, thank you. After a certain amount of time, I can take this and I can remove it to a platter if I want. Still got oil in the pan, and now I have rendered chicken fat as well. So now what I can do is take my onions that I chopped and saute the onions in the fond. And what have I got? I got onion flavored chicken. Whoops. I've got onion flavored chicken and chicken flavored onions. Starting to build flavors, starting to combine flavors. Then I can take my mushrooms. I can put the mushrooms in. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be mushrooms, could be carrots, could be celery, could be anything we want. At some point, I need to drop the temperature of this pan quickly and dramatically. Just taking it off the stove is not quick enough, it's not dramatic enough. I need a cold liquid. Any cold liquid will do. It doesn't matter. This happens to be one of the preferable cold liquids. So by adding wine to the pan, it drops the temperature of the pan quickly and dramatically. It releases the fond from the bottom of the pan. Next step, reduce. We don't want a winey tasting sauce. It's very bitter, it's very acidic. So we want this to evaporate as much as we possibly can. It will evaporate. Step 1, pan hot. Step 2, some kind of fat. Fat hot, protein product, 75-25, aromatics, deglaze. Now it is either reduce or thicken. Let it evaporate and the sauce will thicken, or find something thicker than what you already got. Could be tomato paste, could be pureed black beans, could be goat cheese. One of my favorites is goat cheese. So now with that reducing at a nice simmer, I'm going to take this goat cheese, which is always very easy to open. And I'm going to add, let's say half to start. Half of that goat cheese, and melt the goat cheese in the sauce. This is going to thicken the sauce. So it could be any condiment that you would like. Let that melt, and then I can go get my chicken, which has either totally finished cooking in the oven, or it can be returned to the pan. And now it's cooked in a moist method. So now you're retaining moisture, you're adding the chicken flavor along with the goat cheese and whatnot, and in essence poaching it in the sauce. I'm going to put that up there just to cover it. Step 1, pan hot. Step 2, some kind of fat. Step 3, fat hot, protein product, 75-25, aromatics, reduce or thicken, return the product to the pan. South of France chicken. All right, I can see you're not impressed. That's great. What if we wanted to make south of Italy chicken? Pan hot first, some kind of fat, fat hot, protein product, 75-25. Instead of the onions, how about garlic? Instead of the white wine, how about red wine? Okay, you're not impressed with that either. Let's say we wanted to make south of Asia chicken. Pan hot first, some kind of fat, fat hot, protein product, 75-25. Instead of the onions, how about ginger? Instead of the white wine, how about soy sauce? Okay, not impressed with that. Let's say south of Thailand chicken. Pan hot first, some kind of fat, fat hot, protein product, 75-25. Ginger, scoop of peanut butter, deglaze with coconut milk, a little bit of red pepper. Now it's south of Thailand chicken. All right, I'm getting nodding finally. Okay, you're not real impressed with that. How about south of Greece chicken? Pan hot first, some kind of fat, fat hot, protein product, 75-25. Instead of the onions, we'll go with black olives. Deglazing with sambuca instead of the white wine. Feta cheese in there, south of Greece chicken.
All right, can you make that?
Oh, finally, I got someone impressed, all right? So you get the idea that this procedure of pan hot, some kind of fat, fat hot, protein product, it doesn't matter whether it's chicken or beef or fish. It doesn't matter what you deglaze the pan with. It doesn't matter. This puts the ability, the artistic ability now in your hands rather than the recipe's hands. So you can have your diet, and diet is not, again, what you do for a few weeks. You can have your diet reflect this one cooking method. On Monday it's chicken, done this way. On Tuesday it's shrimp, done this way. On Wednesday it's tofu. But the saute method, if you can repeat it, it is like an athlete that repeats a jump shot. Form on exercise. This is the form of cooking, if you will. So if you can repeat this again and again, now recipes are ideas for you. Now you are not burdened by Martha Stewart and her vague directions and things like that. You don't have to listen to Rachel Ray, housewife Yenta who sells dog food. All right? You can come up with things on your own, and this empowers people to cook. Now you can look at Donovan's recipes and say, oh, I like this about it, but I would change that about it, and you have the power to do it. So it's the best cooks that use a method and interpret it. It's the best cooks that know how it's done rather than what it is to be done to. Recipes tell you the what, I tell you the how. This is the idea that will empower you to cook better. Focus on the how of things, then you can combine your good fitness regimen with better cooking no matter what your diet is, because you're not inventing a new way to cook. You're just using different ingredients to do so. Watch your portioning on top of that, and you're off to a great healthy lifestyle of cooking things that you want, not somebody else's opinion of how it should be cooked. The recipe is someone else's opinion. How do you want it cooked? That's how it should be cooked.